Hello, Taytongians! I'm Annika Jolie King from class of 2021, and the SEO has invited me to share a few tips and reminders for your upcoming online classes. I graduated last May, and the journey to that important event of my life was not easy. We as students have our fair share of dreadful experiences from online classes, and I know that some of you are not so enthusiastic about having to go through that again, and I totally feel you, but I can somehow assure you that the tips I have prepared will be able to guide you to a more productive and less stressful school year. My first tip is to plan or schedule ahead. Now, I know this sounds basic and this is something that most students will probably give up on during the long run, but I can't stress enough how beneficial this is for our time management in general. You don't need to buy a planner to plan your schedule. You can literally just use an old notebook or just your notes or sticky notes application on your phones or computers. When planning ahead, my advice is to go through the lessons, assignments, and performance tasks that your teachers have posted on Moodle. That way you can kind of see what you will be working on during the cycle, and you can list them down on your phone, laptop, or paper. Then that's when you actually plan or schedule. You can prioritize the easy ones or the ones that have an earlier deadline. For example, you can schedule to work on this particular assignment on Tuesday because it's easy and short. Then you can schedule to work on this particular performance task on Friday because the deadline is far compared to the other ones. If you will be able to keep this up until the end of the school year, I promise you that you will feel a positive change in your productivity. My second tip is to take your time, but don't procrastinate. Now that you have planned your cycle ahead, try to see if there is a day in the week that seems too heavy to handle. For example, if you see a lot of tasks piled up on your Wednesday and your Friday seems light, you can move 1 or 2 tasks from Wednesday to Friday so that your daily productivity is balanced and you won't be overworking yourself. My third tip is to make notes. Since some of your teachers post their lessons in PowerPoints ahead of time, you have the benefit of reading it in advance. And while you're at it, you can start making your notes with any word processing application such as MS Word, Google Sheets, or WPS. However, you can still choose to make notes the traditional way with a pen and paper if you want to. Then, you can also add more to your notes during synchronous classes for more insights. You might ask, why do I need to make notes when there's the PowerPoint? Well, I'm not saying you have to make notes, but there's a higher chance of effectively absorbing the lesson when you make notes because you're reading it than typing it again. Plus, you can customize the way you want your notes to look like so it will seem more understandable for you. And you won't have to go back and forth to the PowerPoint because you have your own notes. My fourth tip is to review. This is really important. You can't just rely on your teachers to teach the lesson during synchronous classes. If you really want to learn and do well in class, you have to self-study during your asynchronous time too, even if it means having to go back to the lesson again and again. And you also have your notes. Or you don't. But if you do, you can go through them before classes so that you are mentally prepared and you know what to say during recitation time. From experience, I spent more time group studying with friends because they understood some things that I didn't understand from the lesson. So that should be able to help you too. And if I were to be honest and wholesome right now, you and your friends are helping each other reach your personal academic goals during group study sessions. So that should be a bonus motivation too. My fifth and final tip is to take a break because you deserve it. If you are able to successfully achieve or complete your planned tasks for the cycle, or you were simply able to finish one task for the day, don't forget to take a break and don't push yourself too much. Spend time with your family, friends, or your pets. Go out of your room for some fresh air, or catch up with the K-drama you have been watching, or just relax. Because you will have to mentally prepare yourself for the following days or the next cycle. That's reality and we have to face it. Finally, I only have one reminder and I hope it will be something that you will all go back to when whenever you feel like everything's not going the way you planned it to be, or whenever you feel like you're drowning from schoolworks, and that is to believe in yourself. You won't succeed if you don't believe in yourself or if you don't know your worth. That's why now, since school has not yet started, you should tell yourself that I can do this and I will complete this school year. There will be a lot of bumpy roads along the way, but if you believe in yourself, you will be able to get through it. No doubt. So I hope these tips and my single reminder will be able to help you for your upcoming school year. And I'd like to thank the SEO for giving me this opportunity to share my personal tips to Taytonians so they can prepare themselves for the opening of classes because they definitely need it. From here, I will be ending my little talk with a quote from Walt Disney, and I hope you Taytonians will be able to reflect on this too, and that is, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Thank you, and I hope you will have a productive and enjoyable school year.